to Satellite Friendships Podcast with Anna and Gail, where we speak to a new friend every week and we try to answer the question, sa dinami-dami ng mga pwedeng kaibiganin sa mundo, bakit ikaw? O bakit kami? And this week we have our friend Reena, who runs
Hey
a farm.
guys!
Hi Reena.
Hi, Reena.
She owns and operates
Hey,
a farm
Anna.
Pugas Aurora in Zamboanga. And so Reena, before we get to Pugas Aurora, we have to talk about how we became friends.
Okay.
Okay, so Reena,
How did we
tell us,
become?
paano mo ako naging friend at paano mo naging friend si Anna?
Okay.
Kung napanood mo yung last episode, sinagot din yan nung guest namin.
Oo, sa kanya ko talaga dinirect
Yes.
Hindi ako yung nagkwento.
Oo.
Oo
Wala
nga
siyang
eh.
choice.
Talagang ako talaga yung sasagot ngayon. Okay.
Magtrabaho ka naman sa show namin. Ginawa na nga namin lahat eh.
Alright. So, Gail and I met in a dating app back in 2018. I guess that's towards the end of the year, no? I can't remember the specific month eh. But I remember we first met around October, no? Oo.
Mm-mm.
So, yeah. Oo.
Grindr
Yeah,
ba?
because I
Yeah, which app?
oh my God. Tinder.
Oh, it was Tinder pala. Okay, I thought it was OPC. Okay.
Oo.
Mas uso pa yung Tinder nun.
Okay.
Tinry ko rin noon yung Tinder for the first time.
Hindi na ba siya uso ngayon?
Bumble
idea.
is the uso one now, I think.
It's the uso one.
Yeah.
Talaga.
Okay. Kaya pala ang
Yeah.
daming inactive sa OKC, yung mga kilala ko doon.
Lumipat na.
Wala na sila.
Lumipat na sila. Oo.
Move on.
Nagsipag-asawa na ba tong mga to? Yung pala nasa Bumble lang na. Sorry, go on, Reena. Tell us this fascinating story.
So sasagutin ko na rin. I swipe right ba kapag you like the person?
Yeah.
So I swipe right kasi nakita ko nga, I think your profile picture then nakaano kay for mountaineering attire.
Oo, mountaineering.
So,
kasi nabasa ko yun na parang interesting yun na ilagay sa profile kung nag-outdoors ka or sports.
Hindi ko nga maalala namang picture ko doon.
Din.
Pero anyways.
Isang picture lang yun.
So,
isang picture.
Isa lang. Ayun. So,
may damit ka naman doon. Huwag kang mag-alala.
May damit naman ako. Parang may, may pahiwatig ka dyan, Okay, babalikan ko lang yung, episode 2 ng podcast mo. So, I found out na mahilig ka pala mag-invite ng mga hanash mo. So, at that time,
kasama si Reena doon.
I'm guessing I'm part of that group.
Oh my God. Shit. Sige, go. Sige, tuloy mo yung one.
So,
grabe, mapahamak
so I'm
pala
part of that group.
Sasabi ko. Hindi naman. Friends
Careful
naman tayo.
Friends
Friends naman tayo. Oo. So, sige,
So, I
tuloy
was
mo.
never a hanash.
I was
never a hanash, Gail. I was never a hanash. Grabe naman. Nakaka-disappoint naman.
Ano bang gusto mo? Ano bang gusto mo sagot?
Ano ba? So anyway,
I actually don't remember the first time that we met. But yeah, it was
The
most
first time we met
probably related to TBR.
the first time we met is actually during Liz's birthday. So it was during the TBR Sunday run, and then we went to Contis to have breakfast.
That
Remember
was your
that?
first time? Okay. That's weird.
October. Yun yata yung nagpicture-picture
Yeah.
tayo sa Decathlon, ganyan.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh
I
yeah!
remember.
Oo! Nag-shopping tayo after. O, diba? Ayun. So that's how we met. And then, ano na ba? Prior to the day of the run or the marathon, and I mean, we joined another run.
Yung
Amihan, oo.
November
Oo.
yata, November 2019.
Mm-mm.
Which was a lot of fun.
Yeah. While seryosong-seryoso si Ems at si Ana sa pagtakbo at si Ap, tayong tatlo ni Liz
Nag-day.
ay parang namamasyal lang.
mga titas.
Oo,
So,
tapos
tita.
naalala ko yung tumigil ka pa sa isang spot kasi yung kumuha ka ng mga bunga ng adlay.
Ayun na nga. And then I found out, nung inuwi ko siya dito, hindi pala siya adlay. Pero yung species, yung para din siyang adlay, pero hindi siya nakakain. Pero siya yung ginagawang mga bracelet. Alam mo yung mga ginagawang bracelet ng mga, yung mga
Hindi natin
indigenous.
kinain.
Hindi rin natin siya makakain kasi
Wala
sobrang
siya
tigas
kinakain.
niya. Oo.
You know what's interesting about meeting Reena is, yun nga, I don't even remember the first time because parang it feels like Reena's always been my friend.
Oo.
Yeah, like there's an instant like connection. Yeah, and we all agree like in our group na ang gaan-gaan na kasama si Reena. So, yeah, I find that really
Nice. Thank you.
interesting. So, na despite, not really knowing who you were or without any background whatsoever, nag-click agad. Yeah, I guess it's also because nagkataon that Rena's also part of the same mountaineering club, and I guess we just all like relate to each other in that sense. Na may pinagsasama tayo dahil dun sa experience natin sa BMC.
Actually, well, to be honest, I'm so glad na na-meet ko din kayo kasi although I have a set of friends na naman. Actually, I have a couple of set of friends, pero none of them would want to run with me or none of them would want to do things that we're doing. So most of them, like, I can only invite for siguro if ang bakasyon namin is more on like mga beach party, mga ganun lang. Pero yung mga dinner, ganyan lang. Pero yung tipong,
Training.
Takbo naman tayo this weekend. Oo, training naman tayo. Wala. No.
O kaya
Bawal.
camping, ganyan.
Oo. Wala akong may invite na ganun. That's why I'm so glad na, alam mo yun, na-meet ko kayo, naging friends ko kayo. Kasi, yun naman yung goal ko eh. Gusto kong tumakbo ulit. Alam mo yun, sumali ulit ng mga fun run, yung mga ganun. And I could say na like yung sa amihan natin, tsaka sa TBR natin, it was so much fun. Alam mo yun? Parang wala tayong parang walang down na moment. Alam mo yun? I mean, may mga times na parang kanya-kanya, ganyan. Pero pag nagsama-sama tayo, parang ang gulo-gulo, ang saya. And then, we just maybe respect each other's boundary, I guess. Yun yung maganda dun. And yun yung na-appreciate ko din sa grupo natin.
Talaga? What do you mean by... Well, anyway, before we get to that, I'd like to talk about Pugas actually. Kasi like I said earlier, you own and you operate Pugas Aurora, which I understand is a farm, and you've also got a storefront sa Shopee selling yung grain na adlay. Can you tell us more about the farm? I mean, Pugas Aurora.
Okay. Pugas Aurora. Pugas means to plant in our dialect. So when farmers are talking about planting, they would say, magpugas na ta. We're Visayan here. Aurora is because I currently live in Aurora, Aurora, Zamboanga del Sur. I just added Aurora in my Facebook account because Pugas, the word Pugas is already taken. I have to think of
talaga?
something else. Yeah, that's the only reason why Aurora is there. But the business name is actually Pugas Food Products Manufacturing.
Okay. So hindi siya Pugas Aurora pala. It's just Pugas.
Yes. Oh, so it's already taken.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. And if you also notice, my IG account is Cafe Unta.
Yeah.
Unta is the nickname of my grandfather. So he's also a farmer. There. So Pugas is not actually a farm. It's more of, I would say it's more like a social enterprise. Because what we do is I collaborate with farmers. I ask them to plant for me instead of us, planting it ourselves. So I have a couple of farmers who plant for me. But at that time when we were starting, there's only just one farmer, and it was planted in our land. So in my grandparents' farm. So the deal was he will plant it for us, and then I will buy it from him. So for a specific amount, so which is higher compared to selling regular let's say palay. So pinresyon ko siya ng medyo mas mataas. And the good thing about Adlay rice is there is no fertilizer, no chemicals. So healthy talaga siya. And I'm very specific to them na ayokong gumagamit ng abono, ayokong gumagamit ng mga chemicals. Kailangan talaga manual. If you have to get rid of the weeds, it has to be manual. So yun lang naman yung ano. And then if they, like one of the agreement is if kailangan nila ng financial support, nagbibigay din ako ng financial support at a certain amount until maka-harvest sila. So that's Pugas. More like of a social enterprise, not a farm. So it's not a farm. I'm still thinking of a name
so
for the farm. No, that's
sorry.
okay.
I'm guessing it as a farm.
No, it's okay. It's a business name. Pugas is a business name. So I'm still thinking of a name for our farm. There's actually a farm. It's my mother's farm. It's a piece of land that my mom bought maybe 20 plus years ago, but it's never utilized. So yun yung ginagawa ko ngayon. So while I could say one of the good things that happened to me during the lockdown is I was able to go home in the province. I was able to go home here and then started yung mga gusto kong gawin for the farm.
So what did it take for you to start the social enterprise? Like when you found that thing you thought was Adlay during the Amihan run, was it already existing at the time or were you still setting it up or wala pa yung idea?
Matagal ko nang gustong magkaroon or mag-put up ng sarili kong farm. Nandiyan na yung piece of land na meron. Yung sa family namin. But I couldn't think of what to plant there. Alam mo yun? Pero as far as I could remember, I think high school or college pa lang, yun na yung gusto kong gawin. Matagal na siya. So, but then, hindi ko pa alam kung ano yung gusto kong i-produce nung time na yon. Hindi ko alam kung ano yung ibebenta ko nung time na yon. So, more on plano lang ako. Actually, meron akong spreadsheet. So, I have a spreadsheet. Ano to sobrang tagal na to. Let's say mga 10, 15 years na palipat-lipat lang siya ng mga Google account ko. Kada nag-change ako. I mean, kada nag-update ako ng phone, I just have to update it. Alam mo yan, kasi it has to be there. So, meron akong listahan. So, ano yung gusto kong gawin? Ano yung mga ideas ko about it? So, yun, meron ako ano yung mga gusto kong itanim. And then, back in 2013, nag-start akong mag-finance, pero this is for a piggery. But unfortunately, hindi siya nag-work. I guess it's what happens to a business if you're not present, alam mo yan, if you're not there, hands-on. And then, tumigil siya for a couple of years. So, back in 2018, I think it was in 2018 or 2019, umuwi ako dito and I spoke to prior pala doon, I was thinking of producing virgin coconut oil. Kasi one of our main products here is copra, which is from a coconut tree. And then, ang nakita ko namang challenge doon, since yung mga coconut trees dito are, ano bang tawag sa ganon? Parang, yung mga, tawag sa ganon, parang hindi na siya katulad ganyan yung mga dwarf, yung mga maiikli lang. Itong mga coconut trees na to, parang mga 50 meters, sobrang tataas niya. So, challenge siya for us para, to collect the nuts. And alam mo yun, kasi ang way dito to collect the nuts kapag time ng copra is sinusungkit lang siya. Na siguro 2 bamboo poles, ganun siya kahaba. 2 bamboo poles yung ginagamit para masungkit siya. So ganun siya kahaba. So ang tendency, pag bagsak ng coconut, minsan nababasag. So, hindi siya maganda if you process it into a VCO or virgin coconut oil kasi may tendency na magluluma or masisira yung nut, so yung coconut. So, yun. And then, I was in a relationship that time and then mahilig akong, alam mo yun, magbasa-basa, mag-research. Actually, ikaw ba yun, Gail? Sabi mo, you unfollowed some FB friends. Diba?
To be honest, nakuha ko yun from you.
Ay, sa akin ba?
Feeling ko kasi you're so focused sa goal mo, which I found very, very inspiring. Kasi like, So yun is, ikaw nagsabi na ang dami mong ina-unfollow sa Facebook. Tapos tinry ko siya. Tapos I found it like nakakatulong sa akin, I think, mentally.
Ayun. So yeah, that's what I did. I unfollowed some people na tingin ko naman hindi naman ganun ka, alam mo yun,
relevant.
Beneficial. Oo, beneficial yung mga posts nila. And I'm sure marami rin naman nag-unfollow sa akin kasi hindi rin naman ganun ka yung mga post ko sa FB. Kasi I don't really post so much. Alam mo yun, hindi masyadong seryoso yung mga pinapost ko sa account ko. So, what I did is I followed yung mga farm businesses na hinahangaan ko. And then, Adlay Rice, na tutunan ko siya or nakita ko siya sa post ng Hinelaban. So, they are supporting this group of people in Bukidnon and social enterprise siya.
Mm-hmm.
So, I believe they're supporting them financially, and then they're providing them machinery para makapagtanim ng adlay, and then they also buy the products from them. So doon ko siya natutunan. Doon ko siya nakita na, uy, pwede pala yun. Yung ganon, na posible pala yun. And so, going back here in Zamboanga, back in 2018, 2019, hindi ko matandaan kailan ako umuwi ulit dito. So I spoke to my grandmother that time. So tinanong ko kung familiar ba siya sa adlay. And then I found out, yun pala ang rice nila. Kasi my family belongs to a minority group here in Mindanao. So we are called Sabanan. The Sabanan group of people. So she's part of that. And yun yung rice nila growing up. Kasi they live in the mountains. So kung napapansin nyo, yung property nila ng grandparents ko, literally nasa bundok siya. And then yung property din ng mom ko, which is binili lang din from a friend din ng lola ko, literal na nasa bundok siya. So ganun yung mga nila, yung lifestyle nila. So, I asked her na kung okay lang ba na magpatanim ako. I wanted to start na magpatanim and then I'd be selling it under. Noong time na yun, hindi ko pa alam if anong itatawag ko sa kanya. I mean, anong name ng business. Siguro I came up with the name na lang in 2020 na lang. Kasi iniisip ko, ano bang magandang ipangalan dun sa business. So, that's how I came up with Pugas. Kasi nga, yun yung lagi kong naririnig, yung mga tita ko, mga tito ko, kapag yung mga pinsan ko, kapag time na ng pagtatanim, they would say, yun nga, Pugas. That's how I came up with it.
Yeah. When did you move to Manila, if it's okay to ask? Like, did you grow up in Zamboanga? Like, until what age were you there? Like, why do you know so much about agriculture?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So I was born in Manila, and then I think when I was 3 years old, inuwi ako ng mama ko to live with my grandparents. She's a single mom. So nagstay ako dito siguro from 3 to 6 years old. So yun yung mga time na I mean, immersed talaga ako. I mean, natatandaan ko siya na isa sa mga natatandaan ko noon kasi yung meron kaming para siyang ano yung tawag doon? Parang alam mo, para siyang maliit na cabinet pero nasa labas siya ng bahay. Tapos nandun yung mga halimbawa, yung mga na-harvest na mga prutas, mga saging, alam mo yung ganon. Tapos, ano yun, may mga shelves. Tapos, sa taas, may mga jar of seeds. So,
wow.
Dahil, ganun siya. Kasi, ganun naman dito eh. Ngayon lang naman kasi nauso yung bumibili ng seeds from the market. Dati kasi, kung ano yung seeds na meron yung, heirloom seeds dati. Unfortunately, ngayon, siguro for, for business purposes. So, in-improve nila yung mga seeds and, I mean, yung mga tao na encourage na to purchase them kasi mas maganda yung produce or, alam mo yun, mas malalaki yung bunga So, naalala ko noon, dahil bata nga, pinakalaman ko yung isang jar. Tapos, tinanim ko siya sa tapat ng bahay namin or sa may bakuran. So, after a couple of days, after a few weeks, sabi ng lola ko, bakit may tumutubong malunggay dito? Malunggay pala yung pinakalaman ko. Ayun. So, yun. So, when I was 6 years old, that's when my mom took me again, brought me in Manila. And then, grade 6 naman, umuwi ulit kami dito. Family stuff. Lagi ko nga sinasabi, ang dami kong napuntahan na schools growing up. Isang school lang ako nagstay when I was in college. From primary until high school, siguro ang school na napuntahan ko is more or less 4 or 5. Kasi palipat-lipat kami.
Oh, okay.
Palipat-lipat like from Manila to Zamboanga and back?
Like from Manila, kasi wala pa naman kaming property noong time na yun sa Manila. So, let's say, I remember tumira kami somewhere in Tayuman. And then, we live in Quiapo. Tapos from Quiapo, we went back to Zamboanga. So I stayed in Pagadian City for 2 years. And then from Pagadian or Zamboanga, we moved to Angeles City.
Whoa.
And then finally,
Pampanga.
nagstay ako sa Pampanga
alam
for
mo
1 year.
Yung buro na niluluto ng kapitbahay mo.
Remember, that kwento, na bad trip ako kasi nakatira kami sa apartment tapos ay para siyang alam mo yung bungalow siya tapos tapos yung room ko unfortunately tatapat siya ng kitchen ng kapitbahay. And every morning buro ang breakfast nila.
Ana, alam mo ba yung buro?
Remember that.
Alam ko yun. Naman.
Pero, alam mo, Gail, ang pinagtataka ko, yung buro na binibigay mo sa akin, mabango masarap. Bakit yung buro ng kapitbahay ko, ang baho?
Masarap ang
Ano
buro,
talaga? Iba ba?
Oo.
Kumakain ka ng buro, Ana?
Oo, burong mangga. Mangga ba? Mangga ba yun?
Ay, ano siya?
Hindi.
Burong
Kanin.
isda or hipon and kanin.
Burong hipon.
Alam mo. Oo. Actually, it's mostly rice. Mostly cooked rice na fermented. If you can imagine. So, nung bata ako, it smelled and looked like vomit in a way.
It smells bad, Ana.
Okay, akala ko burong mangga. Oh, it's weird. I'm not sure. Feeling ko probably na-encounter ko na yan.
Kapampangan
Pero,
siya na
alam mo,
dish.
pag naluto siya, masarap.
Oo, there's something about it na delicious. Fermented goodness, ganun.
Yes, oo. Ayun. So, I stayed in Pampanga for 1 year. And then we moved to Makati twice. Within Makati twice. And then finally and then moved to Cavite. So, there. That's how much we've moved. And then ngayon,
you've been around.
Ako sa Zamboanga.
Yeah.
Oo. So I guess part din siya ng personality ko kasi growing up, dahil since we moved around so much, medyo weirdo ako pagdating sa crowd. Parang I feel
like hindi ka makasettle?
Hindi ako makasettle. Kapag ganitong konti lang, like 4 or 5 people, kaya ko yan. Pero like in a class, para akong, alam mo yun, parang, siguro kasi nga, I don't know, hindi ako comfortable. Ganun yung ko. And unfortunately, nakikita yan na parang it's being, ang tawag dito, parang viewed as I'm being snubbed.
Or like you're detached.
Lang,
like detached or dissociate yourself with the people kasi parang hindi ka sanay din na parang kasi lagi kang lumilipat.
Tapos syempre, iba-iba yung kahit sabihin mong within the Philippines lang yan, iba-iba rin yung ugali when you move from one place to another. So there, so yun na nga, I move around and then finally, nung nasa Makati na kami, siguro my mom wants to get rid of me every summer. So pinapadala niya ako lagi dito for vacation. Pero kasi,
yeah. Kami rin naman,
Yeah.
ginagawa rin yun sa amin. Pag summer.
Diba?
Yeah.
When your parents wants to get rid of you, alam mo yon, ayun yung nakahilata ka lang, alam mo yun, instead of pagalitan ka niya, sige, go home, go to your grandparents and help them, parang ganun, help in the farm. So, every time na nandito ako, nandito ako sa grandparents ko and na-expose din talaga ako, like, mga planting season, yung gano'n. So, minsan tumutulong ako, pero madalas, hindi ako pinapatulong kasi mabagal daw ako. Mabagal daw ako. kaya yung nickname ko dito, Nining, sounds like miming, pusa. Kasi growing up, para daw akong pusa. Parang ang bagal-bagal. Alam mo yun, parang kahit sinong, kahit nanay ko alam mo yun. Minsan, that's my one way for me to, alam mo yun, para makaiwas sa utos. Yung kabagalan
Ay, babagalan mo?
Yung kabagalan ko. Parang maiinis sa akin. Huwag mo na gawin yan. Parang ganun.
Ginagawa ko rin yan. Yung hindi ko siya gagawin. Tapos hanggang sila na yung gumawa or malilimutan na nila.
Ay, hindi. Hindi ko pwedeng gawin yun. Kasi mapapagalitan ako. Mas hindi ako napapagalitan pag ginagawa ko siya pero in a mabagal way.
Oo nga, kasi magtatrabaho pa rin, ganun.
Oo,
mabagal
pa rin
lang.
ako. Pero mabagal lang. Chill. So, yun nga. That's how I was being exposed to farming. At saka even when I was working, nasa BPO industry ako, I live I live in a condo for a couple of years. Tapos yung condo ko, may may yung bintana, nandun yung lagayan ng AC. Tapos may bakal yun sa taas. Punong-puno ng mga halaman yun. But the thing with me, I don't plant mga flowering plants. Hindi ako mahilig. Yung the plantita, nauso yung plantita. I'm not into that. Ang binibili ko, kasi may condo that time, is near Cartimar. Tapos marami dong yung mga nagbebenta ng mga herbs, spices, ganyan. So, kinukolek ko yan. I have basil, I have, meron akong thyme, meron akong mint, yung mga ganon. So, meron ako niyan. Tapos, ginagamit ko talaga siya kapag nagluluto ako. Alam mo yun? The reason I bought mint is because, I love mojito. So, one of the reasons yun. So, yung mga reason yan, yung mga herbs ko. I have sweet basil kasi mahilig ako sa pasta. I like mga tomato-based pasta.
Right. Does it come naturally to you, you think?
It's very natural.
Planting.
Oo, kasi I feel joy.
Yeah, and you were exposed to it when you were a kid at that age and probably have plenty of home and it's familiar to you. So, yeah, that's really interesting.
Kasi ako wala talaga akong parang wala akong inclination to plant and care for plants. Pero I don't know the first thing about it. Kaya yung isa sa mga things na parang pag nagkukwento ka about plants, like yung mga trees, tas alam mo kung bakit siya nag-grow, kung ganun, parang wow, how do you know these things? Ganun yung naisip ko. Amazing.
Actually, ang goal ko nga sa buhay, maging katulad ng uncle ko, na kapag tinignan niya yung isang halaman, either puno siya or whatever, alam niya na kung tumutubo pa lang yung tipong hindi pa siya mature na halaman. And also, remember I told you, na sabi ko gusto ko, pag nakakita ako ng puno, alam ko kung anong puno yun. So, in a way, inaaral ko siya na parang kapag ganito yung dahon, ganito yung tsura, dapat na nalalaman ko na kung anong klase siya.
Paano mo siya inaaral?
Well, syempre, exposure. Pag nakikita mo mismo yung puno, alam mo yun, and then nagbabasa ako. So yun nga,
like
parang,
books or may internet na ba? Yan, Google.
May internet, yes, oo. Mostly, ang pina-follow ko is yung Philippine Native Trees group sa FB. Yun.
May
So you
group.
learn,
Cool.
may group, yun nga yung mga yun yung mga lumalabas sa feeds ko. So yung mga iba, no. So yun yung mga, doon ko na pick up yung mga ganyan. Ayun. And I just like to add, so even my farm, yung grandparents ko, growing up, hindi talaga, nakita ko talaga kung gaano kahirap maging farmer. Kasi hindi siya madali at hindi siya lucrative na business. And unfortunately, hindi rin nakapag-aral yung grandparents ko. So they're very dependent dun sa idea na kailangan ko magtanim para kalahati nun, ibebenta ko para may pera ko to buy other things. And then kalahati nun, ikikip ko para meron kaming pang-kain. So ganun yung naging, nila, parang mindset nila. Kumbaga, hindi sila natutong mag-business. Alam mo yun? Na hindi sila natuto na
i-scale yung
yes, i-upgrade kung ano yung mga ano yung produce nila. For example, nagtanim ka ng mga sili. Instead of selling that in a very low price, pwede mo siyang i-dry and sell it as a, alam mo yun, chili
product,
flakes.
yeah.
Oo. So may yung mga byproduct. So
is this something that's driving you dito sa Pugas?
Actually, yun yung pinaka-main na reason why I put up Pugas. Kasi, for example, I don't really need to get farmers to plant for me kasi meron naman kaming property eh. Alam mo yun? And I could just utilize that and plant the adlay and then sell it. I could sell it to a lower price and then earn more. Alam mo yun? Pero right now, I wanted farmers to, alam mo yun, to go into farming and thinking, nakikita ako dito. I want it to be like a business to them. Hindi yung tipong, I'm just doing this to survive.
Yeah.
Gusto ko mag-thrive sila dun sa ginagawa nila. Na parang may sila, parang encourage sila na may future sa farming. So yun yung pinopromote ko sa Pugas.
Amazing.
I have a question. Like, where do you think did you get your entrepreneurial mindset?
Honestly, parang I never had one. Parang growing up, parang hindi. It was more of education. It was more of I'm being educated by the books I've read, the videos I've watched. Alam mo yun, kung paano nila pinapromote. Hindi ko na matandaan kung sino yung mga yon. And kasi mahilig naman akong manood ng mga ganong klase ng videos or nagbabasa ako yung mga na more on mga articles na parang kung paano pinopromote or paano magiging, kasi very focused naman talaga ako sa agriculture. The entrepreneurial part, natutunan ko na lang along the way. Alam mo yun, na parang, it was more of kung ano yung mga nababasa at napapanood ko. It was more on that, na parang, until now, pa rin ako, hindi pa rin ako confident dun sa skill ko as an entrepreneur. Kasi siya, parang, sa totoo lang, nahihiya ako magbenta, nahihiya akong magpresyo. Hindi ako
Talaga?
Oo, nahihiya ako. Parang feeling ko dapat kailangan worth ano talaga, talagang paano ba? Worth it yung binebenta ko. Kaya
Uy,
very
ang sarap
strict
kaya
ako.
nung adlay mo.
Kasi very strict ako doon, Dale. Imagine, I buy it from the farmer, di ba? I buy it from a farmer na um, grain pa lang.
Mm.
So, tapos, dried na siya. And then ako na yung magpapameal. And then after nun, kukuha ako ng group of women, mostly mga mothers, dito sa community namin. Sila yung
Magpapak.
magpapak. Pero before siya ipack, Ana, pipilian pa yan. Lilinisin pa. Tatanggalin pa yung mga rice husk, yung mga ganon. Yung mga pino, and then yung, minsan kasi, hindi mo maiiwasan, may mga maliliit na mga stones. Yan. So, kailangan malinis siya. Kaya, para hindi ako mahiya, alam mo yung ganon. So, until now, ganun pa rin yung yung mindset ko na parang kailangan maganda quality yung product ko kasi ayokong mapulaan. Alam mo yung ganun. So, tapos, good thing, nung nandito ako, kasi nag-register nga ako sa DTI for the business. Very supportive yung DTI, Aurora. So, they invited me to join parang mentor me program ng DTI. So, doon, tinuturo kung paano ka dapat magpresyo, magkano ba dapat yung kinikita mo. Kasi, para mag-survive or mag-thrive yung business mo, hindi pwedeng parang nagiging charity siya. Kasi sa totoo lang, yung business ko, at the start, para siyang nagiging charity. Kasi nga, parang, kahit before Adlay, para siya nagiging charity kasi nga nahihiya ako. Parang feeling ko, kasi parang, I don't know, hindi ko alam anong tawag sa ganun. Pero yung parang dahil nagbabayad sila sa isang product, I have to make sure na quality siya or else I'd be feeling bad about it. Yun, so entrepreneurial mindset, more on there's a need for that. I have to do it. Ganon. And more on sa lang, I got it from books, I got it from the videos I watch, and seminars, mga webinars. Mahilig ako sa ganon. Sabi ko nga, while my friends are watching Netflix, mga K-drama, alam mo yun, ako I'm watching other things. So, kita. Ayun, yun yung mga mas focus ko ngayon. Kasi I have to learn. Hindi, kasi ever since na nagtrabaho ako, nasa company na ako eh. Never naman ako nagbenta dati or nag-set up ng business. There was a time na nag-insurance ako, agent. At dahil mahiyain nga ako sa pagbebenta, wala akong nabenta.
Mahiyain ka ba?
Sa pagbebenta.
Pagbebenta.
Sige,
pag may kasamang pera, it was sabi nga ng isa sa mga friends ko, actually, she was my boss that time. Sabi niya, Reens, ang galing-galing mo mag-present. Kasi nag-present ako sa kanya. Ang galing-galing mo mag-present. As if you know everything. Alam mo, kahit anong iba tong tanong. And then, you get to explain. And parang sabi niya, naiintindihan ko talaga siya. Pero never akong nakabenta. Kasi I don't push for sales. Kasi nahihiya ako. And that friend of mine, number one siya ngayon sa nag-insurance agent siya ngayon and number one siya. She's really good at it. And alam mo yun, siguro kasi talagang she push for sales. Alam mo yun, ako I can't do that. Hindi ko talaga kaya.
Do you think kailangan siya with Pugas ngayon? That sort of skill?
Push for sales? I don't think so. That's the thing about I guess agriculture or Pugas. Hindi ko kailangan hindi ko kailangang mag-hard sales.
Yeah.
Ayun. Kasi it's a necessity eh. Like, all I have to do in my business is I have to make sure na quality yung product ko. Diba? And then, kapag, halimbawa, nakabenta na ako and that person finds it really good, I'm sure babalik at babalik yan. Kasi I'm also thinking about improving my packaging, alam mo yung ganon. Pero, hindi ko pa kaya financially. And I've read in one of mga pina-follow ko ng mga entrepreneurs na you don't have to focus on that. What you have to focus on is the quality of your product. And that's what I'm focusing on. That's why hindi available ang adlay rice ko ngayon, unfortunately.
Oo nga.
Seasonal siya,
sold out siya.
Seasonal. Yeah.
10-10 sale pa naman. Tapos
Yun na
sold
nga.
out siya sa Shopee.
Ayun na nga. I guess, nagka-problema yung farmer ko in drying the adlay. Kasi dito, ano pa rin, ano tawag doon, parang yung mga makalumang paraan pa din in drying. Like,
Pilad sa araw, ganun.
bilad sa araw. Nagpagawa ako ng dryer dito lang din sa tabi ng bahay namin. Unfortunately, dahil sa hindi maganda yung daan, kasi nga nasa bundok kami na literal, hindi makapasok. And then nag-start ng umulan, hindi na makapasok yung truck ng deliver nung materials.
Okay.
So kalahati lang yung natapos. So yung kalahati ngayon, puro damo. So hopefully by next year, matapos ko na yon kasi nakita ko rin kasi like sa Japan, kasi I'm also, alam mo yun, pina-follow ko din yung mga ganun eh. I mean, sa YouTube naman to, na parang yung mga farmers sa Japan, sobrang bilib na bilib ako sa dedication nila. Yung mga farmers nila. They only have one product. Yung mga farmers, mga family farmers, isa lang yung product nila. And then they've been planting that like for 50 years,
Wow.
60, 70 years. As in, yung ilang henerasyon na. And sabi nga nila parang hindi naman ganun hindi naman ako naniniwala na hindi ganun ka-effective. Kasi sa Japan, mas mataas ang nila sa mga, I mean, mas malaki talaga kinikita ng mga farmers doon. Pero, nakikita ko yung dedication nila, yung passion nila sa farming. So,
parang a sense of pride.
Yes, oo, ganun. Tapos, quality talaga. Yung product na pinoproduce nila. And one of their episodes was about soba. Are you familiar with soba?
Yung noodles?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It's a wheat, I think it's a kind of grain, which they call soba siguro. Nakalimutan ko na. And para siyang palay or para siyang adlay na maliit, parang ganun. Tapos ano rin sila, wala silang machinery for drying. So ang drying nila, ang ginagawa nila, nakita ko doon, alam mo yung para siyang greenhouse. So sun-dried din siya, sun-dried, pero may takip. So parang greenhouse nga siya, pero sa loob, mainit. So nagda-dry. So that's what I'm planning to do with my dryer. Na
wow!
Anyone, or any farmer na mag-harvest, they can use it for free. So yun na yung isa sa mga, nila, pag natapos. So hopefully, uminit na para makadaan na yung truck.
Ikaw nag-design nun? Ganun ba? Or nag-design nung magiging greenhouse dryer?
Yes, oo. Ako yung nagplano kung gaano lang siya kalaki. Hindi siya ganun kalaki. Tamang-tama lang talaga kasi normally naman dito, ang usapan namin, if they plant for adlay, at least for half hectare lang. Because I can't afford na, let's say, mga 1 hectare. Kasi sobrang dami nun. Nagsisimula pa lang ako. Hindi ko alam kung paano ko siya mabebenta lahat. So half hectare lang. Ngayon, um, half hectare. Tapos, meron siyang, kumbaga, every 2 to 3 months, another half hectare. Kasi you have to wait for 6 months para makapag-harvest ka ng adlay.
Mm.
And para hindi sila alam mo yun, matagalan sa paghihintay, ang strategy namin is kung ganito yung kalaki yung lupa mo, huwag mong taniman lahat. So, gawan natin ng kumbaga, para every 3 months, every 4 months, nag-harvest ka. Parang ganun.
Mm.
So, tama lang siya. Ang problema ko na lang ngayon dito is where to get that yung para siyang plastic para pambubong doon sa dryer. Kasi ang maganda doon, kasi nakita ko rin yun sa India when they're drying their yung mga herbs nila.
Mm.
So, ganun yung ginagawa nila.
Okay. Parang greenhouse dryer
Parang
thing.
greenhouse din siya. Pero hindi siya greenhouse actually. Ano bang tawag sa ganun? Nakalimutan ko eh. Pero pagpasok mo doon, mainit talaga siya. Sobrang init siya. Tapos may ventilation dapat. Kasi pwedeng
Hindi siya
masunog
pwede maging
yung
humid. Dapat dry yung
Mm.
air niya, ganun.
Yes, oo. Yun. So, problema ko na lang is where to get that kind of material para ilagay doon sa bubong. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Mm.
Ako, I wanted to ask, parang has it been smooth sailing? Or if not, parang what obstacles or issues or problems have you faced in the course of putting up Pugas? Tapos, how did you deal with these issues?
The thing with Pugas, since hindi naman, sole proprietorship lang naman siya and really hands-on ako at nandito ako. I guess one of the challenges I had is meron akong day job. And then I have to take care of the business as well. Mahirap siya. May mga times like during harvest, not really harvest, during yung pag-sort and sorting and packaging of the product. I have to be there. I have to check kumusta yung quality. Alam mo yun. And dahil wala pa akong sariling rice mill, I'm planning to buy one. Yung portable lang, yung pwedeng gamitin lang on a small scale. I have to go to town to have it milled. And I have to do it myself. Alam mo yun. So yun yung mga challenges na parang talaga siya. For me, very physical. So parang, alam mo yun, very physical siya na trabaho. At the same time, you have to use your head. Paano yung strategy mo, paano yung mo. And then you have to be financially capable para mabayaran mo rin yung mga kailangan mong bayaran. Alam mo yun? First of all, I'm happy I have friends who are supporting me. Financially they're supporting me. And they're very supportive na kaya ko. Alam mo yan, pushing me to continue. Second, I have a family, or at least my extended family here aside from my mom, who's very supportive then. Like, kapag time of sorting and packaging, kasi I have to do it here in the house, my mom will be the one to cook for them. Kasi ganun eh. Yung they get paid for what they do, pero may free kasi yun na lunch. And my mom cooks for them. Alam mo yun? So, that's really, sabi ko nga, ma, huwag ka na magpabayad ha. Babawi na lang ako. Tapos, and then, siguro, isa sa mga challenges ko would be yung ngayon. Kasi, I'm not sure, siguro kulang lang din sa communication. Pero, dahil wala akong product ngayon, and I'm not sure the farmer wasn't so honest about it. Because I've been following up about the adlay, and alam mo yun, I'm just being promised na, oh sige, next week, I'll send it there. Alam mo yun, give it time. But until now, July pa yun October na ngayon.
Wala okay, tagal na.
Tagal na. So, sabi na lang ng mom ko na baka nagka-problema yan kasi nga, tuloy-tuloy yung ulan for the past couple of months and hindi siguro nag-work yung sun drying. Or siguro nagka-problema sa pag-harvest and they can't, for some reason, hindi nila masabi sa akin ng diretso. So, it's kind of, I don't know, maybe, kasi iba kasi when you're dealing with colleagues, alam mo yun, kapag nasa BPO ka, kapag nasa office ka, we can be straightforward. Alam mo yun, iba yung way ng pag-tackle natin ng issue. Dito naman, iba kasi yung lifestyle ng tao. Very laid back. I guess that's one of the reasons din. Na parang, alam mo yun, parang siguro nahihiya, instead of talking to the person, hindi na lang kakausapin yung mga ganun. May ganun, nakikita ko yung ganung ugali na parang nahihiya silang mag-approach. And yung personality ko na, di ba, kapag nasa crowd.
Baka nakakatakot ka naman i-approach.
Hindi. Actually, binago ko. Well, I can't.
Binago mo ang sarili mo.
No, I can't do anything with my face. Alam mo yun? I can't do anything with that. Maano talaga mataray talaga yung mukha ko alam mo yun? But, I'm trying my best. Alam mo yun na parang kapag may namimit ako or alam mo yun, nakikita ko sa daan, I smile, I say hi, I say good morning, good afternoon. Diba, from here, so technically, nakatira kami sa hill. Ngayon, to go to town, parang siguro, kung ako yung maglalakad, 11 minutes, maglalakad pababa sa highway. Along the road, may makikita kang mga bahay dyan. Tapos yung mga nag-work, alam mo yan, sa lahat yan, kada may makikita ko, kada may nadaanan ako,
Uy, Mayora.
Kapitana. Pero number one fan ko, mga kids. Sila yung, hi ate, ganyan. So, yun yung isa sa mga. Kasi parang I have to let them know na approachable ako, okay ako. Kasi parang ganun nga yung mindset nila na parang, galing Manila to. Alam mo yun, parang nakakahiyang i-approach, ganyan. Ang advantage ko, I know the dialect. Pero minsan nga lang, kapag medyo malalim na, hindi ko nagigets. But I ask politely kung ano ibig sabihin yun. And then, yun nga. So, I keep a very, alam mo yun, warm presence dun sa mga taong nakikita ko. So, I make sure na they see me as very approachable. Kasi ayokong maging aloof yung tingin nila sa akin just because na galing ako ng syudad. Alam mo yun? Ganun yung term Yun. So, ganun. Yun. Tapos, one of the challenges na meron ako ngayon is dahil hindi nga available yung product ko. Unfortunately, ang daming naghahanap. Alam mo yun, nag-a-ask na, hi, like sa Shopee, hi, kailan magiging available yung product mo? Kapag naging available na, pa-reserve ako, yung mga ganon. And I really have to, tell them na I'm sorry, wala pa talaga. And, alam mo yan, let them know na once available na, ako na mismo yung mag-a-approach, ako na mismo yung magsasabi. Pero nakakataba ng puso. Like, there are also MC members na nag-reach out, asking. Yun. So, unfortunately, nagka-problema ako sa supply chain ko. So,
right.
But, I make sure, and I'm very sure, starting December, hindi na ako magkakaproblema kasi naka-plano na lahat. I mean, naka-set na lahat yan. May mga, hindi na ako magkakaproblema sa supply kasi meron na akong mga kumbaga, a couple of farmers na nakausap and may mga hinihintay na ako na product. And kailangan ko na lang talaga na mag-produce ng machinery para mas maging madali yung ano.
Would you say that the pandemic gave you that window of opportunity to drive your business forward? Kasi nga, you wouldn't have been able to stay on top of things if you were still in Manila, diba? Or was it really in your plan to eventually like move to Zamboanga permanently?
Both. So, I guess, I just have, maybe sabi mo nga, Ana, I just have to embrace it. Pero what the pandemic did is to really gave me a chance to focus and to really work on the business na gusto kong i-pursue. This is like a retirement plan for me. So eventually talaga, I will be staying here. And alam mo yun, ito na talaga yung gagawin ko until, I get old and gray. Fortunately, nung nag-lockdown, actually umuwi ako after nung nag-lockdown tayo kasi nag-lockdown March. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September. After 7 months pa, nakauwi ako dito. And 1 year na ako last month dito.
Wow.
So, ang plano ko lang talaga noon is yun nga, magpatanim, mag-harvest. After ng harvest, or after ma-sort and ma-package siya dito, papadala ng Manila or ng Luzon, tapos saka ako magbebenta. So, yun nga. So, yun yung naging advantage ko during the pandemic. And then, ito rin yung magiging buhay ko na, hanggang sa tumanda ako. Pero of course, mag-a-add pa ako ng ibang products aside from Adlay. So, yun yung mga ini-invest ko ngayon na mga pinagkakagastusan ko ngayon, kumbaga. Yun yung improvement na ginagawa ko ngayon dun sa farm. The next plan would be, it's a 5-year plan, would be coconut sugar.
Do you feel at home do you feel most at home over there?
Yes. I am very at home. Alam mo, namimiss ko lang dito, pagkain sa Manila. Kasi dito, hindi naman uso ang restaurant. Ang nag-iisang, at least 2, Jollibee tsaka Mang Inasal. Yun ang pinakamalapit, 30 minutes away. Pero very at home ako dito. Like, if I don't have to go to town, nandito lang ako sa bahay, nandun lang ako sa garden, working on the garden. Ano ba? Kumbaga, kung hindi mo ko kailangang umalis or hindi ko kailangang may gawin na iba, I'd be happy to just, stay sa garden. Like ngayon, meron akong tinatawag na Southeast Asian garden.
Bakit?
Remember, Gail, I love Thai food.
Yung mga kaffir lime mo, ganyan.
Yes. So, nagko-collect ako ng mga herbs like galangal. Yung type of, yung blue ginger ng Thai. I have kaffir lime. Tapos, of course, meron namang lemongrass dito. Tapos, meron akong coriander. Alam mo yun, I have to complete that para I can create my own like laksa. Tom yum. Alam mo yun? Kasi yun naman yung mga ingredients nun eh.
Correct.
And part din siya ng magiging business ko. Like,
Kasi it's very amazing how like you're so determined and focused on your goal, and how
Yeah.
like as young as high school you already knew what you wanted. Like you wanted your own farm. Like I think it might be different for other people. Like for me, for example, like I've always been scared to like start my own thing. So parang what would be like your advice for people like me who feels a bit lost right now? Who feels like maybe parang I also need to venture out into doing other things, but I just don't know where to start.
okay. I think ang yung sa akin kasi, it started as a dream. I want to have my farm. I wanted to live like this in the future. Ito yung gusto ko mangyari sa akin. So it started as a dream. And then, I have to make it a business para mag-survive, diba? Now, for you, and for others na hindi pa rin alam or doesn't know how to start or where to start, siguro what advice I could give is you have to parang know kung ano yung mga strengths mo and ano yung mga skills mo. So for example, like for you, Anna, you're into diba? Parang other than BPO, parang you're into marketing, tama ba?
Yeah. Communications,
So,
branding.
more on communication branding. So, if you really love that kind of, alam mo yun, yung lifestyle, yung career na yan, and gusto mo siyang gawing, gusto mo siyang gawing lifestyle, and you can start from partnering with other businesses. Alam mo yun, para lang ma-expose ka na ito ba yung gusto ko talagang gawin until, hanggang 10 years, 20 years from now, ito ba yung gusto kong gawin? So partner, parang do it like a pro bono, na tipong for free, or work with me, Anna. Kailangan ko ng branding and marketing. Parang
sure.
Parang ibig ko lang sabihin. Nakasingit ako. Ang ibig ko lang naman sabihin is more of try it. Alam mo yun, partner with a business, see if yun ba yung gusto mong gawin. And then, kung mag-enjoy ka ba na gawin yun. Kasi, ang nakikita ko naman dyan, lahat naman ng goals and plans natin, we will eventually encounter issues, problems, pero hindi siya masyadong nagmamatter or hindi siya masyadong big deal kasi you're focused dun sa goal mo na, alam mo yun, you wanted to achieve, diba? So, pero kailangan mahal mo or gusto mo yung ginagawa mo. But I don't recommend, like for me, I still have my day job, diba? So I don't recommend na quitting your job and then, alam mo yun, pursue yung passion mo o ganun. Kasi kailangan mo rin alam mo yun, kailangan mo rin masustain. At saka, ang hirap din kasing, kumbaga, I haven't really experienced it and I'm not sure kung gagawin ko ba siya sooner or later. Pero, ang hirap na mag-quit ka ng job mo and then pursue your passion. Tapos paano kung hindi siya nag-work? Alam mo yun, paano pala kung hindi yun ang gusto mo talaga? Paano pala kung, alam mo yun, may gusto ka pang gawin? So at least keep your day job or at least meron kang source of income. And then, alam mo yun, paunti-unti, try kung parang anong career yung gusto mong pursue, ano yung gusto mong ma-achieve, ano yung goal mo, yung ganun. I'm not sure kung, like for me, Pugas is, parang ano ko siya parang, parang I'm testing water with Pugas. Hindi sa, pero dahil doon, nakita ko na, gusto ko tong gawin. Pero yes, parang ganon. It's a lifestyle. It's something that you wanted to do until you're gray. Parang ganon. I don't know if may sense ba yung sinabi ko, pero...
Meron. Parang mission siya sa buhay.
Yeah.
Kasi parang, yun nga, you feel, I understand at this time of the, alam mo yun, pandemic, we feel stuck. Tapos parang hindi natin alam kung saan natin, alam mo yun, what we wanted to pursue. Pero ganun, start lang ng paunti-unti. Na parang until makita mo kung ano talaga yung gusto mong gawin. Just, yun nga lang, I don't recommend yung mga big jump, yung mga big decisions. Alam mo yun na parang, hindi, I'll leave this all behind. Ito na yung gusto kong gagawin. Change of lifestyle, gano'n. No, I don't think that's going to be sustainable. It will never be sustainable.
Yeah, I think that's a more realistic point of view. And not everybody can afford kasi to just leave things behind, right? And start anew. So that's very practical advice, I think.
Pero Hana, ano ba yung gusto mo? Like, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. Alam mo yun?
Tinanong mo na to sa akin eh.
Yes, nasa BPO ka ngayon. How do you see yourself? Ano yung gusto mong gawin? Anong gusto mong ma-achieve?
Ayun, parang ako naman na-put on the spot. Now, what's more of, like, yun nga, I was telling you guys, right? Parang the pandemic really allowed us to take a step back and really think about what matters to us. And it pretty much highlighted, like, what's essential and not in our lives. And, well, for me, I think you can relate then, Reena. Parang we both know that our day jobs is not what we really want to keep doing forever, right? It's not what we're passionate about. So that's one thing. And yun nga, like I mentioned, parang I think I'm still in the process of figuring out like what I want to do. But this podcast actually has really helped a lot in that process. And like yung sabi mo nga kanina na parang yung figure out what your strengths are, what your skills are. And that's something that I think I got to know about myself again when we started doing this podcast. So I think for me, it was a very big step. Diba? So yun. So parang this podcast like is giving me a lot of like light also like right now. And it's inspiring me to do more things that actually make me happy. Like even if I'm not earning from it yet, I feel like it's one step closer to this life that you were referring to earlier. Yung parang the kind of life that you want like for yourself in the long term.
Yeah.
Yay!
Nice to know. Ikaw naman, Gail. I'm curious.
Ay, ako? Ooh. Alam mo, I told a friend yesterday with the podcast, which to me is a creative endeavor, which is important to me pala, apparently. Na na-realize ko. So, yun. To have something creative to pour some of my energy into is important to me. So I think of it as a pillar. So that's one pillar. The other pillar is actually camping or being able to camp pala. Or do something outdoorsy at least once a month. Apparently, importante sa akin yun. That's another pillar. That's the other pillar for me is investing, which I want to give you credit for that kasi nakita ko nung nandito ka pa sa Manila, nakikita ko na hindi ka magastos, pero you pour a lot of your income into investing into the business. Tapos, yun, I found that very inspiring. So, I don't want to run a business. I find it parang I don't think I can handle the stress. Pero I'm investing heavily in something.
Mm.
So,
I'm happy.
with those 3 pillars, actually, I think parang I'm okay na with those things eh. Tapos
Yeah.
parang, and like, actually parang caring for my mental health on a daily basis. Ganun.
Naalala ko lang when you asked if I feel at home and pagdating din sa mental health, I'm way better ngayon na nandito ako.
Oh, it's great to hear.
Nature!
Go on.
Nature, yes. And syempre yung mga pagtamkam ko ng mga soil, siguro it helps. So, totoo talaga yung mga nababasa ko. Pero, alam mo yun, I remember back in Manila, I used to drink a lot. Alam mo yun? Tapos, I remember during the first few months of the pandemic, I felt really, siguro dahil kasi mag-isa lang din ako sa bahay. Ang tawag dito, very low yung, or bad, in a bad, parang, parang hindi okay yung mental health ko. Although I appear like, happy, ganyan. Pero, parang iba. Siguro kasi I don't have the, parang the energy then. Kasi lagi pagod ako eh. Like yung routine ko eh. Di ba? Pag-gising ko, I have to feed, I have to clean, I have to garden. Yung mga ganon. And I guess, yeah, I'm in a better place now. Dahil, because of nature and I really like what I'm doing. And I hope you guys, alam mo yun, mahanap niyo rin yun. Na you're happy, you're mentally happy, you're physically happy, emotionally happy. I'm not saying na hindi ka na nalulungkot or nagkakaproblema. Syempre meron yan. Pero yung alam mo yung, you're at peace.
Yes.
Yung you're calm. Kasi gusto mo, mahal mo yung ginagawa mo. And alam mo, every step, may na-achieve ka na goal. And ako kasi parang more than having my own farm, happy ako kasi I get to help other people. And that's what really Pugas is. Yun. Naalala ko lang.
That's so nice,
I'm happy
Reena.
for you.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you.
Thank you.
Iba yung glow mo ngayon.
Oo.
Sunblock.
Oh.